Hey everyone, so last year the economy was in a bubble and COVID 19 was one of the pins that finally popped the bubble. But I thought I'd show something in my everyday life that always causes me to feel like I'm in a unsustainable bubble. So, as you guys have seen over the last 9 months, I've been doing a lot of intermittent fasts. And if I were to plot a chart of how good I feel during the fast, and this is on the x-axis, we have how many hours since my last meal. I would estimate this is roughly a chart of how good I feel during the fast. The first 12 to 16 hours, you have to kind of push through it, right? Usually there's a lot of psychological craving. Oh, at the beginning, it's all psychological, right? You just ate here. So between here and here, I would say most of this is psychological. This part is physical, right? But then if you can push through and you feel really lightweight, right? And you feel like you can get a lot of things accomplished because you're not being distracted, right? This is when I feel the best, right? Obviously, I'm usually sleeping somewhere between here and here, so that I don't really have any data for that. But by the time you get up on the second day of the third day of the fast, right? Here you're also sleeping, right? When you wake up the second time, the third day of the fast is usually all downhill, right? At the beginning, you might feel good. You feel lightweight and everything, right? But what I really wish is if I could feel that all the time, right? I really can't. Because if I reset the fast here, right? If I eat here, I'm just going to go back to here, right? And then it will take me 16 hours before I get that really lightweight feeling, right? I often feel like I'm in a bubble in that situation because I can't sustain it, right? It's really a big disappointment ever since I started fasting that this is not sustainable, right? Unless somebody knows something I don't know. The only way I can approximate this is obviously doing this every 24 hours, right? I could just live my life in between here, right? That's more or less how I've been handling it all year round this year, right? But I wish somebody had a solution. The other thing I can do is to maintain a relatively low calorie diet. But in that case, I would feel something like this, right? It's still not that, right? And plus, there are some psychological barriers to low calorie diet because you have to eat, but you have to stop, right? Eating, right? So I think that the best I can do is to just repeat that every day. Well, that's eating. Now, sometimes sleep deprivation gets me feeling high too. So here I have a chart of how many hours since I last woke up. I don't really have any good data after 48. I'm just extrapolating there. But this is hour zero. This is wake up, right? Usually I'll climb until 16 hours after waking up, and it's my normal bedtime, right? Sometimes, for whatever reason, I don't go to sleep, right? Whether it's insomnia, whether it's I have stuff to do, usually that's downhill, right? But by the time the sun comes up, assuming I can't go to sleep because I have stuff to do, oh my God, I feel so good. Things tend to roll off my back, right? This is a good time to have a meeting with with a boss that I'm really nervous to talk to, right? This is a great time to finally ask that girl out on a date, right? This is a great time to do anything that I'm fearful of, right? I used to have a big fear of flying. Well, the fear would keep me up anyway, right? So I would go to the airport feeling like that, right? The unfortunate thing is, if I do go to sleep here, again, I reset the clock all over again, right? I don't seem to have a good way to stay here all the time, right? So it often feels like I'm in a bubble, right? So I recently, because of COVID, and also a few years ago because of another reason, had to break up from a relationship, right? So here I have how many days since I broke up with the girl, from 0 to 120. There's usually a week where I'm in a downer, right? And then, oh my God, on a Saturday, I figure out that I can go out without the girl. And then I discover all these new fun things, right? Maybe I go to a new city that I've never been to or anything. And so between day 7 and day 60, usually that is uphill, right? And then by day 60, I see everybody else going out with the girl. Maybe I see something on Facebook, or maybe just I've gone to all the places that I want to go alone, and then it's all downhill. Again, I can't seem to keep myself here, right? Either I could start dating again and then wait for us to break up again, or I could stay single, right? There's no such thing as staying up here. So again, that feels like a bubble as well, right? And unfortunately, I don't have a solution to that either. Nor do this one. Maybe I can kind of tweak it a little bit, right? Maybe if I go on vacation here, eventually I'm going to run out of stuff too, right? This one I can maybe tweak, but these two, I don't have good solutions to, and it's unfortunate. I always feel it's almost like a bubble,